I'm Rokk. How are you doing today? Welcome to my channel. Oh my darling boy! Today, I want to talk to you about a very serious subject that has been weighing on my heart a lot, especially this week, but actually, for the past year or so, it's been really bugging me. And the subject is COVID-19 and the vaccine that we have available, and how it seems like there's two main classes of people nowadays. The people that are taking the shots, and the people who have philosophical objections against them. And the real implications that this seems to be having, not only in today's political climate, but just the fact that it's even close to home, and more and more people are getting sick with this virus, and we really need to talk about this. I fully believe in being a free American, and that is one of the most unique identifying factors of being an American citizen, is the fact that we do have such intrinsic freedoms. And especially when it comes to things like putting things in your body, I can certainly understand people feeling that real strong sense of autonomy over their bodies. But that said, we're having such a serious public health crisis, and things do not seem to be getting better, even though this is a very interesting and unique vaccine in that there are obvious, undeniable facts regarding the absolute 100% efficacy when it comes to preventing the transmission of the virus and the prevention of even catching the virus. That said, why anybody would not avail themselves of every known way to combat this illness? This COVID is starting to hit close to home for me, affecting friends, people that I never thought would be affected by this. Here locally in this city, there has been at least 10 people that either I knew personally or were friends of people that I knew. I have lost count of how many people I know personally have one time caught this virus but have gotten over it. Then there are people who I know closely on social media who have been very, very, very against this vaccine, have been against it even though they are very strong proponents of President Trump. Now you would think that if you're a real huge fan of Trump, then you would be the first in line to get the virus that he fast-tracked. There are so many things in this boy that I just do not understand many of my good friends' logic here. You're so proud of your president for getting all these competing companies to actually cooperate and come up with some treatments with some prevention mechanisms for people. You're also promulgating these treatments that many of them are very decades-long pre-existing treatments for things like malaria, and by that, of course, I'm talking about hydroxychloroquine. I can't believe, that's something I've known for well over a year, and I'm tripping over that. So we have that and other drugs, so that don't have to go waiting for the months and years of trials, and then of course you have the 7-year patent time, during which the drug companies get a chance to re-up all the money in research and development, which is why we have so many of the cutting-edge pharmaceuticals, instead of outsourcing these drugs to China, which is such a big Achilles heel in our American healthcare system. And especially when we're just waiting for the next virus that some country like China is going to unleash on the world, and the very people that we're concerned about defending ourselves from, we have to worry about our defense drugs that are being manufactured in the same country. We really need to be making more things here in America, but I know if you're watching me, I am preaching to the choir here. So many people have been philosophically against getting this vaccine, and they're priding themselves in, worry about natural immunity, or I'm out in the middle of nowhere where it's not going to affect me, because so many people thought that this was a big city dwellers problem. But COVID is like HIV/AIDS. It affects all socioeconomic groups. It affects people no matter what your lifestyle is. It's irrespective of gender. It's irrespective of even the population density. That's the scary thing, is that the people that are coming into contact with this virus that have been practicing the social distancing guidelines, have been wearing masks, really not in so much of a social position where they're running into a lot of people. But yet, this virus, depending on what kind of mutation is now the current virus du jour, people are catching this virus. And so many people who were very, very outspoken anti-vaxxers are sick with this virus. Some are in the hospital as we speak, being intubated, worrying about being forced into a coma, and not sure whether they're going to be alive a couple of weeks from now. Friends of mine are going through this right now. Friends of mine who have been sending me these conspiracy theory websites and links, and I watch every video that people send me. I'm willing to give an open mind to every theory. I want to get as much information as anybody else does. And I get, just like with my news, I get it from a wide variety of sources. So that somewhere in with all this noise, there is the truth. I just want to make the best healthcare decisions for myself and try to impact as safely and as positively as possible the people around me. I certainly can't afford to get my mother exposed to this virus. She's 80 years old and she has heart failure. Not just heart disease, heart failure. She definitely falls into the high-risk category. And so many of the people that I run all those with on a weekly basis are people in high-risk categories. And most of the people I know around here that I do socialize with are inoculated. But so many of my friends, especially my friends with whom I tend to agree politically, are refusing the shot, and people are starting to have real problems. So now we have a real debate here. Freedom, nobody's going to argue how precious freedom is, but does that mean that you have the freedom to do the most idiotic things? Okay, does this mean because I have these precious American freedoms, I should go shower myself in gasoline and go back into a friend of mine who's smoking a cigarette? Come on, that's pretty stupid. And yet it seems to me that when people know what the risks are, and they know that for every person that gets not much worse than a common cold kind of illness, you get other people that have severe respiratory problems, respiratory failure, all kinds of things. And people that are really regretting it are telling people, look, you really don't want this. And they say, is there one thing you wish you could do if you could go back in time? 95 out of 100 of these people say, yes, I wish I would have gotten the vaccine. But that's not going to help the people who chose not to, who are now in the hospital. People who probably can't watch this because they're in an induced coma. For the past 4 days and nights, I have had a very heavy heart because I have gotten these communications, personal communications from dear friends of mine who told me that they were in the hospital and they were sick with this thing. There were people who had pneumonia symptoms and the more serious COVID-19, not these real slap on the wrist Omicron variant symptoms, and most people will say, oh, it's nothing, it's not even a slap on the wrist, it's a cold and you get over it in a couple of days. I have friends who are very seriously ill with this. Have they come out and said, you know what, maybe I should have gotten the shot? No, they haven't said it. And you're not on social media now because they're in the hospital. But this is a very real, serious thing. And so many people are just not taking this seriously. They're so bent on flying their freedom flag, they don't care if they're committing suicide. And to that aim, I am noticing that more and more municipalities are on a real serious public health kick to try to get people who have not gotten their shots yet the vaccine, and those who did get the vaccine getting their boosters. And I am putting some handouts that I got from the City of Atlantic City and New Jersey Department of Public Health. These are involving resources where you can get free COVID-19 testing. And I'm even going to read you what this flyer says. It says, help reduce the spread of COVID-19. Protect yourself, your loved ones, and your community. Many people who have COVID-19 can spread it to others despite not having any symptoms. And it says here, the Atlantic County Stockton University test site is open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's at the original Atlantic City Free Public Library, but it is for the past several years. It has been the Carnegie Center, Atlantic City, and it is now the one of the gambling schools. Mark J. Levinson School of Gaming or something like that. It's at Illinois Avenue and Pacific Avenue. Illinois Avenue is now Martin Luther King Boulevard, but the locals, it's always going to be Illinois Avenue. And this, you're going to have your choice of the PCR saliva test or the rapid nasal swab. And hey, you can do a swab and get it too. Swabs can get swabbed at the border health. And it says pre-registration strongly encouraged. And it said the PCR test, covid.vlt.co. And for the rapid test, it is swab.vlt.co. I thought .co was for Canada, but no, that would be .ca. It says open to all New Jersey residents ages 4 and older. Results will be in 24 to 48 hours, and it says no ID required. Only something where you don't need damn ID. Because they care about the public health. They care about people having a chance to find out if they have this illness, since so many people are asymptomatic. One of the things I still would like to do a self-swab and do it on this channel, but I think I better learn some more about it so I do it properly and so that I make sure that I give the most attractive view of it. And I don't know if there is such a thing. This screen down here is some information for where you can get the COVID-19 vaccine in Atlantic County, which is where Atlantic City is. And the Division of Public Health has the Moderna and the Johnson & Johnson. And this is for 18 years and older. And this is 201 South Sugar Road in Northfield, Tuesday and Thursday. Walk-ins 9 a.m., 12 noon, except holidays. And they have another location at 310 Bellevue Avenue in the city of Hamilton. That's Tuesdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it says no appointments necessary. And they even have a phone number for that, 609-645-5933. Now, some of the supermarkets have this available. The Acme pharmacies around here have the Pfizer, Moderna, and the J&J. And it says walk-ins welcome, or visit www.acmemarkets.com/pharmacy. I will spell that. www.acmemarkets.com/pharmacy. And it says schedule an appointment. Atlantic Care is the hospital in the area, has a COVID hotline, 1-888-ATLANTIC-CARE. That's 285-2684. Atlantic Care Health Services has the Pfizer, Moderna, and the J&J, and that's 1401 Atlantic Avenue here in Atlantic City. Their phone number is 609-572-6040. The CVS pharmacies have Pfizer and Moderna, and you should visit www.cvs.com or call 1-800-746-7287. The Medigap pharmacy has Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson. That's at 25 for East Jimmy Leeds Road in Galloway. I don't know if that's township or city. That's Galloway, okay, GallowayTownship.medigap.com is the website. 609-748-2449. And the ShopRite pharmacies also have the Pfizer, Moderna, and the Johnson & Johnson. You visit shop.shoprite.com/pharmacy to schedule an appointment. Some of the Jersey Family Medical Centers also, they have 1301 Atlantic Avenue, Atlantic City, 3003 English Creek Avenue, Oklahoma Township, and 860 South White Horse Pike in Hamilton. Also, 932 South Main Street in Pleasantville. And their website is your website is sjfmc.org. Their phone number for their switchboard, keep in mind, this is a switchboard you're going to be told about whatever city you want, is 800-486-0131. Another store called Sam's Club has the Pfizer and the Moderna, and they have walk-ins welcome, or you can schedule www.samsclub.com pharmacy for an appointment. Also, Walgreens pharmacies here. They have the Pfizer, Moderna, and J&J, and walk-ins are welcome, or you can go on walgreens.com to schedule an appointment. Sorry, I got something scratchy in my throat. Walmart pharmacies, they have Pfizer, Moderna, and J&J. You can do walk-ins or go on walmart.com to schedule an appointment. Now, you can call 211 here for general COVID-19 questions and information. I don't know if that's countrywide or if that's just for the state of New Jersey. That says questions and information on how to stay safe, test sites, financial assistance, unemployment, donations, food, and other non-medical needs. And that's staffed 24/7. Also, you can call 800-962-1253. That's to speak to a healthcare professional at the New Jersey Poison Control Center. And they'll tell you about symptoms, when to seek medical attention, and proper steps to take if you have been exposed to COVID-19. Also, the state of New Jersey has the COVID-19 Information Hub. You can search for available vaccine appointments at New Jersey COVID-19 Information Hub Vaccination Appointment Finder. And that's https and covid19.nj.gov/pages/finder. And we have a phone number, 1-855-568/545, and that's staffed from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So, another agency that has been helping here locally is Jewish Family Services. When I took my mother to get her booster shot, they had staff from there that was asking people if they wanted to follow up a phone call where they would help people if they do happen to have further boosters, just to help people with their medical appointments and to avail them of some other services. So if you're not familiar with Jewish Family Services, they help people very similar to the way the Catholic Social Services do. You don't need to be either Catholic or Jewish to be a patron of these agencies. They are United Way, most of them United Way affiliated agencies that help the general public. So if you have any kind of needs, even if they don't need to be COVID-19 related, they are certainly there to help. This is something that my mother got in the mail from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. It says, an important message from Medicare. People with Medicare coverage are one of the most fully vaccinated groups of people in the United States. Now is the time to take the next step toward added protection through booster shots. Don't wait. By being vaccinated, including the booster shot, you have played an important role in our response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Vaccines help you and those around you to stay safe and healthy. And it says Medicare covers a COVID-19 vaccine booster shot at no cost to you. You don't need, if you didn't know already, you don't need insurance or ID or papers or anything. You don't even need to have anything proving you're a citizen. You can be an illegal alien. These vaccines are for everybody. And now your age is 4 and above. And I was learning something incidentally that all the big pharmaceutical companies are working on an Omicron-specific vaccine. So they are still at work to get even better prophylactics for us. But that doesn't mean that you should hold off on getting the shots and the technology that we have available now. Please don't be scared by the side effects that you're seeing in some of the younger people. It's much, much more dangerous to decide to not get the shot and then to risk getting it. If you aren't learning from the news that you may or may not be seeing, or if you're not finding out from what's going on with your own friends, this virus is nothing to mess around with. And I'm seeing, when here in this neighborhood, I'm seeing all of a sudden maybe a third of the foot traffic outside are masked people. I'm noticing the volunteers and the employees in so many businesses and social service agencies. I'm seeing more and more masked people. I have been wearing masks a lot more the past week and a half or so. Things are getting close to home now, and all it takes is one hangout with a group of your bowling buddies or somebody at the VFW or the American Legion or something. People are getting this in small towns. People are getting this in rural communities. People are getting it in big cities. Churches having to close services because somebody in the choir or one of the pastors got it. And then people are closing. I believe the Centers for Disease Control may have said that now you only have to be closed for like a week. It's no longer 10 days for the quarantine. But still, and now you notice that the government is finally decided that they're going to try to help the general public get the N95 mask. Gee, who the frick it? Somebody's starting to get a backbone and maybe start to get smart. Because remember, Dr. Fauci said in the beginning that we didn't need to wear a mask. And then, oh, wait, save it for the healthcare professionals. But now that we have ramped up production, everybody should be wearing N95s or KN95s or the ones in Korea that are called KN94s. And they all have similar protection. There's cloth masks, and there's the pretty ones with the sequins. They're pretty. Maybe in a couple of years we hit the dance floors, we can wear them. But right now, try to get the best you can. And even if you get the ones like I got on Wish.com, please get you some good masks. I was going to, these will protect you. Get a mask, put it on, light a candle. Try real hard to blow through it. If you can't blow the candle out, you've got yourself a good mask. So, please get the shot. I'm really worried about some friends of mine dying. I don't want it. Nobody wants to lose those that you love. Even if this doesn't protect you 100% all the way, some protection is better than none. And even if you've already been exposed to it and you got it, say you got it and you recovered from it a year ago, please, get the damn shot. I'm tired of arguing with people online, being made fun of. Oh, if you're wearing your shot, your mask, nobody's around you. I have my mother to worry about, okay? She's 80 damn years old. If anything happens to her, I don't even want to think about it. So please, what are you guys waiting for? Get the damn shots, okay? It's just, it's people, it's hitting. I'm getting all these posts on me on Facebook where people are saying that they didn't expect that it would happen to them. And, just get the shot, okay? Just because you have freedom over the things on your body doesn't mean, it does not absolve you of personal responsibility regarding other people, alright? And that's what I have to say. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please do subscribe. Hit that bell so it will click its ring. That way you won't miss anything I post. I will do the best to make contact with the kind of equipment that I have until I can get better. So bear with me while the production value is going to vary depending on what I have. And I will talk to you in a couple of days. Don't get the vaccine. Don't get the virus. Get the vaccine, okay? Stay alive. You can't be watching me when you're dead. So get the shot already. I'll talk to you in a couple of days. Bye. Bye.